Right now at noon, fire officials are giving an update on the house fire in Sun Prairie, what made it so difficult for them to fight this fire, and how UW-Madison students are celebrating graduation, all while social distancing.
This is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now on this Friday afternoon. A cool start to the weekend. Let's head to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first warn forecast. A chilly start to the day.
Yeah, that's absolutely indeed the case. A cold front came through yesterday. We are seeing that right now. These are temperature changes from the last 24 hours. And you see here in Madison, we're 16 degrees cooler. Kenosha, 23 degrees cooler. And a lot of us are right around that 16 to 20 degrees cooler mark when you compare it to this time yesterday. 42 is where we stand in Madison right now. Yesterday, this temperature was at 58 degrees at this time. 38 in the Dells right now. Wautoma coming in at 38. Manitowoc, it's out of the area, but even they are at 35 right now. 45, by the way, as you work your way over towards Janesville. But we're seeing this northerly wind. That's helping keep temperatures just a little bit cooler. And some folks, especially towards the east, have seen some snowflakes at times today. You're starting to see some lake effect snow coming off of Lake Superior. A lot of that is over parts of Michigan, but that might not be the only time some snowflakes fly in Madison as we go through the next couple of days. Your full weekend forecast is coming up.
A wind chill in May.
A wind chill in May. We're here.
Thank you, Chris. We'll see you in a few minutes.
My pleasure.
An investigation is underway in Adams County after a man was found dead in a wildfire. The Adams County Sheriff's Office received a report of a wildfire in the 1700 block of 3rd Avenue in the town of Richfield. Officials found 73-year-old Robert Hoffman of Coloma dead. The cause of death is under investigation and autopsy results are pending. Baraboo fire officials say a 2-story motel sustained heavy fire, smoke, and water damage yesterday. Multiple departments and a total of 22 firefighters responded to the fire at Log Lodge Motel just before 5 p.m. The cause is still under investigation. At the time, 2 rooms of the motel were occupied and everyone escaped without injuries. The Salvation Army is assisting them with housing. A house fire in Sun Prairie is estimated to have caused over $200,000 in damage. It happened around 5:45 yesterday in the 500 block of Twin Lane Road. Firefighters say the fire was knocked down within the first 5 minutes of them arriving, but it was hard to contain due to the open plan concept of the home, as well as multiple attic spaces and unique construction features. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Authorities say a father and son have been arrested and charged with murder in the shooting death of an unarmed black man in Georgia. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation announced the arrest of Gregory and Travis McMichael in the fatal shooting of 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery. The suspects were charged with murder and aggravated assault in the killing last February. The GBI is receiving backlash after not arresting the men until cell phone video was released on Tuesday, which shows the final moments of his life.
Well, I can only tell you what happened since Tuesday at 9:30 when we got involved. You know, the video was already out. We saw it. We reviewed the rest of the file, and we made the arrest.
The GBI says the men will not be charged with a hate crime because there is no hate crime in Georgia. Americans lost a record 20.5 million jobs last month. That makes April the largest single month of job losses since the Bureau of Labor Statistics began tracking the data in 1939. The unemployment rate soared to 14.7% in April. The last time American joblessness was this severe was the Great Depression. The losses in April follow steep cutbacks in March when employers slashed 870,000 jobs. The number of positive coronavirus cases in Wisconsin is nearing 10,000. Right now, there are 9,381 reported cases in the state. That includes 374 deaths. That's an increase of 45 cases from yesterday. About 48% of those who tested positive have recovered. Yesterday's numbers show that for the 4th straight day, the percent of people who tested positive for COVID-19 has decreased. There's also about 1,500 more tests administered yesterday compared to Wednesday. The orange dotted line that you're going to see on the screen is a downward trend, but DHS says the trend has not been significant enough in the past 14 days. Part of Governor Evers' bounce back plan includes meeting criteria for the categories on your screen. DHS data shows that there's been a downward trajectory of influenza-like illnesses reported within a 14-day period, but not a downward trajectory of COVID-like cases. So also there was a downward trend of COVID-19 cases among health workers. The Wisconsin Department of Corrections says it's released nearly 1,600 inmates since March to help reduce the possibility of spreading the virus. A corrections spokeswoman says most of the inmates released since March 2nd had been detained because they violated terms of their probation, parole, or extended supervision. 20 prisoners across 4 DOC facilities have tested positive for COVID-19, and 24 corrections employees have self-reported testing positive. The Sauk County Fair is being canceled due to COVID-19 concerns. The fair has been held each year since 1855 and was scheduled for July 6th to July 12th this year. The Agricultural Society says it will work hard to make the 2021 fair, scheduled for July 12th through the 18th, one to remember. Graduation is canceled for many students across the country, but UW School of Medicine and Public Health is still celebrating its students. This morning, a virtual ceremony was held for over 100 grads of the medical degree class. These students will be the first students to go into residencies in a new era of medicine impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The White House is taking steps to keep President Trump and Vice President Pence safe after White House personnel have tested positive for COVID-19. This comes after one of the president's personal valets and an aide for Mike Pence tested positive. The White House is now changing its testing protocol.
We test once a week. Now we're going to go testing once a day. But even when you test once a day, something happens where they catch something.
President Trump says despite the threat of the virus, America has to get back to work. But in a new poll out this morning, 64% of those surveyed say opening the country now is not worth the risk because it means more lives lost. 34% said it's worth reopening to limit the economic damage. There's more to come on News 3 Now and noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Need a last-minute something for Mom? We've got it. And is she ever gonna love it?
Spring is in the air. The birds are back. The days are warmer and spring blossoms are starting to pop. Beautiful, colorful, delicate flowers. This spring, let the outdoor living experts at the Bruce Company help you bring this season to life. Colorful plants, stylish garden art, and the latest trends in outdoor furniture. The Bruce Company has everything you need to start your spring off right. So what's your dream this spring? Find it at the Bruce Company on Parmenter Street in Middleton, your outdoor living experts.
At Papa Murphy's, we know family time is more important than ever. So we're helping by offering online ordering everywhere and delivery and curbside pickup where we can, so you can keep family time as normal as possible. Papa Murphy's, we're in this together.
Mad City Baths can swap out your old bath for a new walk-in shower or walk-in tub in as little as one day. And now during our bath makeover event, get a new bath or shower system for only $49.95. Ask about great financing and call during this program for a free $100 Walmart or Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. And ask about our virtual online estimates only from Mad City Baths.
In these uncertain times, it has never been more important to maintain a clean home or business. We are prepared to get your space back to clean and healthy again. We've added a new EPA-registered cleaner that disinfects hard surfaces and deep cleans carpet, rugs, and upholstery. Remember, we disinfect our equipment after every job and disinfect our vehicles daily. We believe in doing things the right way. That's why we've been your trusted partner in clean for over 70 years.
Back. We got Untitled food.
Oh, good! What a treat after a long week and no cleanup. When you can't dine in, then get it to go and support our restaurants during Madison Magazine's Restaurant Week to Go. 2 weeks of fabulous to-go menus you'll love. Visit madisonmagazine.com for details and menus. Restaurant Week to Go, presented by Kesnick's. Food service design, equipment, and supplies. I guess there is still cleanup to do.
I hope you remember that this Sunday is Mother's Day. It's the one holiday you better not forget. After all, Mom was always there with a bowl of hot chicken soup when you had the sniffles, and to wipe away those tears when you needed a shoulder to cry on. With that in mind, we have a simple casserole to say, thanks, Mom, for all you've done. The first thing we do is add some heavy cream to some sugar and egg yolks. After that's mixed well, we add in about 6 croissants that we tore into small pieces, along with an equal amount of white baking chips and dried cranberries. After tossing everything together, we pour it into a baking dish and into the oven it goes. And when the center is set, we top it with a bit of brown sugar, and in no time, it's done. And when you serve this for brunch on Sunday, you can bet Mom will love how ooey gooey delicious it is. So here's what I suggest. Go to our website and get the recipe for what we call croissant bread pudding, so you'll have it on hand for Mother's Day or anytime you need something super special. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today I want to wish my mom and all moms a Mother's Day filled with lots of, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. A chilly start to the weekend and an alert days in the forecast tomorrow morning. Meteorologist Chris Reese has more in your first warn forecast after the break.
Junk Garden Centers are open to help you start the growing season. For a limited time, get a free bag of raised bed mix with the purchase of 2. Shop now at all 5 Junk Garden Center locations. Get your growing season off to a safe and healthy start with Junk Garden Center.
Instead of going to school every morning, what if school could come to you? Because learning happens anywhere and everywhere. K-12 powered schools provide a tuition-free, full-time, online public school education taught by state licensed teachers.
It's public school at home.
K-12's curriculum is designed to engage students, to challenge them. So visit K12.com today. Tuition-free in Wisconsin.
U.S. Cellular.
Yeah.
New customer.
What's the deal?
Unlimited data, just $30 a month.
But what's the deal with the signal? It works everywhere. It's crazy.
Sure, you're going into signal shock. Just breathe with me. Unlimited data. Strong signal.
Strong signal.
All for $30 a month.
U.S. Cellular.
And now when you switch, you can also get $700 off the latest phones with no trade-in required. Now that's fair. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair.
For almost 50 years, we've built trust within our communities by making customer delight our top priority. That trust allows us to improve lives one home at a time. During this challenging time, we want to make sure your needs are being met without stress by offering 2-for-1 windows with no interest and no payments for 1 year. So go ahead, visit us online, or call now from the comfort of home.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feltco.
Junk Garden Centers are open to help you start the growing season. For a limited time, get a free bag of raised bed mix with the purchase of 2. Shop now at all 5 Junk Garden Center locations. Get your growing season off to a safe and healthy start with Junk Garden Center.
Congratulations to the Badger class of 2020. We're celebrating this year's seniors ahead of their virtual ceremony.
And you'll be waking up to frost and unseasonably cold temperatures Saturday morning. Your Alert Day forecast starts at 5.
Join us Saturday morning at 5 and 8.
Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Wall Street reacts to another round of jobless claims, and don't tell mom the babysitter's virtual. Diane King Hall has more in today's Money Watch report.
Stocks started higher despite another brutal jobless claims report today. According to the Labor Department, nearly 3.17 million people filed for unemployment benefits last week. That was more than expected, and it brings the total to more than 33 million people over the past 7 weeks since lockdown orders started across the country. Still, last week's numbers were the lowest total since shortly after the pandemic was declared. The IRS wants its money back. The Treasury Department says stimulus payments sent to deceased taxpayers must be returned. The government says if checks were received, they should be voided and mailed back. And if direct deposits were made, recipients should send back a personal check or money order made out to U.S. Treasury. Keep in mind, a couple of weeks ago, the IRS was undecided about how the issue should be resolved. And the way we do things has certainly changed. For example, virtual babysitting. Babysitters are finding new ways to offer their services via digital means, whether it's FaceTime or Zoom. And no, it doesn't mean that mom and dad aren't there, but the growing trend comes with parents trying to cope with working from home and keeping kids occupied. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 369 points. The NASDAQ up 134. The S&P 500 gaining 40. Farm Director Pam Jahnke is here today with today's Ag News. Hi, Pam.
I'm afraid Wisconsin's ended up #1 on a list that we wish didn't exist at all. According to the American Farm Bureau Federation and the latest data released from the U.S. court systems, Chapter 12 farm bankruptcies have gone up very much. In fact, 23% increase in farm bankruptcies across the United States compared to a year ago. 627 individual farms across the United States filed Chapter 12. This is the 5th consecutive year that we've seen an increase in farm bankruptcies. Like I said, Wisconsin comes in #1 on the list with 78 individual farms that filed bankruptcy in the past year. Now, remember, that's not just dairy farms. That's any type of farm in Wisconsin. Nebraska came in #2 with 41 farms declaring bankruptcy. Iowa, the #3 spot with 37. Analysts say that more than 50% of all farm bankruptcies came from the 13 states around the Midwest, another 19% from farms that made up the Southeast. The other reason why this is so important to note right now is a lot of farms that are still in business depend on off-farm income as kind of their stabilizer. Now, with COVID-19 impacting a lot of those jobs, our farm families put even on more precarious positions as far as their finances are concerned. On the upside, it's Mother's Day weekend, and one of the stronger areas of our economy, at least right now, is the greenhouse business. Josh Smith, one of the co-owners of Cupkeys Greenhouses down in Oregon, says that they have been so busy this week. He said by far, Mother's Day weekend is their busiest weekend of the year. He said they've got plenty of supplies on hand. All you have to do is slow down and think about where those flowers or plants may end up. And remember, always think about the sun. And that's what I'll be thinking about this weekend, especially with the frostiness that we're experiencing. Hey, for more food news, come on over to MidwestFarmReport.com, Fabulous Farm Babe on Facebook or Twitter. I'm Pam Jahnke. Have a great weekend, and of course, be safe.
You as well, Pam. Thank you. Here's Chris now with the chilly forecasts.
That is indeed the case, and we saw those temperatures go all the way down into the upper 20s in some spots earlier on this morning. Camp Douglas dropped down to 28. Madison dropped all the way down towards 31, and oddly enough, May 8th. That's the average date of the last frost. However, this likely won't be the last one as we go through the days ahead. But also, it's not uncommon to see frost this time of the year. In fact, if we go all the way back towards 2016, we dropped towards 30 on May 15th. It could be later. It could be later, but nonetheless, we do have those freeze warnings in play for all of Wisconsin. That's from tonight and into tomorrow morning. And folks, it's not just us. We look at the upper Midwest and the southeastern part of the country as a whole, and we're looking at really just the eastern third of the United States being under frost advisories and freeze warnings as we are gearing up for a cold night for a lot of people. This area of high pressure is responsible. It's pushing in the colder air, which is also pushing a lot of the moisture out as well. I'll show you more of that in just a moment, but check temperatures. 27 in the afternoon in Marquette right now. 42, of course, for us in Madison. You work your way down towards St. Louis, and they're still at 57. Typically at this time of the year, temperatures around this part of the country would be closer towards 80 degrees. But here's that drier air working its way on in. Watch how that front has this sharp line in the rain across the Ohio Valley. That's working its way towards the Kentucky state line as we speak. Meanwhile, snow showers are coming off of Lake Superior. that might be something more that we see as we go into the weekend. In fact, I'm watching a chance for some areas in the viewing area to see some snow Sunday night and into Monday. In the meantime, we are seeing sunshine out there right now. It's still nice. You can go outside, just wear a jacket, but nonetheless, 42 is where that temperature stands. Winds are out of the north and northwest at 13 miles per hour, so there's going to be a little bit of a wind chill as you begin to head out. 45 in Janesville right now. The Dell's coming in at 39. Watoma, you are still at 38 right now. We put things into motion, and with that northerly wind, temperatures don't warm up all that much. 45, that's where we'll stand for those highs today. Overnight tonight, winds begin to relax. We'll be thankful to know that they'll start to turn out of the west. That'll keep them from getting too cold, but we're still going to be falling into the upper 20s. That is the reason for the freeze warning in the expectation of a harder freeze there. But watch what happens into Saturday. More sunshine, that westerly wind sticks around. We'll see these temperatures begin to be a little bit milder. Mid to upper 50s is where I'm expecting those highs. Then we start to see clouds into your Sunday. What happens Sunday into Monday is a secondary push of colder air comes our direction. We'll see more showers for your Mother's Day Sunday, and then you start to see what's showing up across parts of the North Woods. This is the snowflakes mixing in with the rain. As we go through late Sunday night into Monday, it's very possible that that could happen as far south as here in Madison, especially with the rain showers around and overnight temperatures on Sunday going down towards 32 and 33 degrees. That'll be something to watch. We'll keep the frost potential around through Tuesday morning. Then we'll begin to see a rebound in those overnight low temperatures. This is the push of colder air that we're watching right now. Watch how that moves away. We get that secondary push of colder air that I talked about. Here comes that rebound. Watch the warmer air start to develop over the west. That eventually works its way towards us here in the upper Midwest. And temperatures, they'll respond in a big way for you. So we go from 45 being the high today and 48 on Sunday. Yes, it'll be a little bit chillier, but we're back into the low 70s by the time we get you towards next weekend, and low 60s by the time we get you towards the middle of the week. Only 2 big rain chances in the forecast, so we're seeing high pressure really dominate a lot of this forecast with a lot of sunshine as well, but temperatures are a bit cooler right now.
They certainly are.
Right now, yes, things change.
Next weekend looks a little better.
Yes, it does.
All right, thank you, Chris.
My pleasure.
Ahead on News 3 Now at noon, how a Kentucky college student is giving back to those in need during the COVID-19 pandemic. That's after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Do you know the secret to having the perfect lawn? Maple Leaf Landscaping does. With their 6-step turf care program, you can have a beautiful lawn all season long. Check their website for special discounts and leave the yard work to Maple Leaf, your year-round property care experts.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Annette, and I'm an actress. Under-eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. They're so hard to hide and so hard to get rid of. I came across Plexiderm, and I was so excited. We have a model. His name is Richie, and all he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes. And what I love about Plexiderm is this is something that you can do in the convenience of your own home. It literally creates an invisible layer that tightens the skin and smooths it out. All you do is gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
I can't even believe that this worked. I was a little skeptical, I am not going to lie, because I saw people online with it. I'm like, yeah, right, that can't possibly work. I'm telling you, it really works.
I thought I might see a little difference, but to see that big of a difference, and you know, I felt something happening, but I had no idea. Like, I have so many dark circles, I have the puffiness, I have the lines. Like, it's amazing. I love it.
I did this to my father at home because I was skeptical. Yes, I admit it. 4 minutes, 34 seconds. The appearance of his under eye bag was completely gone. We were screaming. You have an event, you have any of those moments where you want to feel the best about yourself. I am telling you, the videos that you see on social media and TV are real.
Take action with the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. This Mother's Day, get up to 50% off the normal retail price, plus get free shipping. Visit Plexiderm.com or call the number on your screen.
Do you know the secret to having the perfect lawn? Maple Leaf Landscaping does. With their 6-step turf care program, you can have a beautiful lawn all season long. Check their website for special discounts and leave the yard work to Maple Leaf, your year-round property care experts.
A Kentucky college student's idea to make masks for the deaf and hard of hearing has taken off. Since beginning the project in late March, she's gotten 20,000 requests. Claire Kopsky has the story.
You may remember this picture, an Eastern Kentucky University senior studying education for the deaf and hard of hearing who started a project making masks for that very community. In the last 30 days, she scored a job in Tampa working with elementary students who are deaf and hard of hearing, was chosen to be her university's commencement speaker, and has answered a lot of emails.
It's been a month and there's been 10,000 emails, and at some point there were like 1,000 emails a day.
The requests for her masks with the clear window poured in from all 50 states and 6 of the 7 continents.
It had to have been at least over 20,000 because some people were asking for 1, some people were asking for 10. We had one email that came in that said, we need 1,000 for our staff.
But out of the tens of thousands of requests, she only filled a few.
We shipped out 100 masks to our local community, and then everyone else, we just started sending tutorials.
As she read request after request from the deaf and hard of hearing community and those who just wanted to share a smile, she realized teaching others to make the mask themselves was more important.
It's beyond just the giving of the masks, it's the awareness, which is something that I had never thought would happen when I originally started this.
That awareness became her mission.
We need to think about those populations that we don't think about all the time, and we need to start making life in general more accessible for everyone. It's no different than a ramp at a restaurant. You may not use it, but for someone who needs it, that is the best restaurant to go to because they don't have to think about how to get upstairs or anything like that. It's just that accessibility all the time.
All the time for everyone.
Good for her. Here's Chris with one last check of the forecast.
Plenty of sunshine out there today, Mark, but temperatures are certainly cooler. We're only in the low 40s right now. I expect those temperatures to top out into the mid-40s for highs this afternoon. We warm up, though. 56 for that high on Saturday. Your alert days for Saturday morning. We'll see temperatures down into the upper 20s. Then we begin to bounce back and recover as we go into the afternoon. 48 for Mother's Day, but then the temperatures are on the upswing as we head through the week ahead. Low 70s return by the time we get you towards next weekend. The best chance of rain will be Thursday.
All right, Chris, thank you. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Hyman.
There is simply no way we're going to miss the opportunity to celebrate National Nurses Week. Not this year, not now. It is inspirational, frightening, and heartwarming to see these remarkable professionals doing their essential work under almost unthinkable conditions with their own health at risk. Nursing is a special calling, and nurses are special people. That's always been true, and more so for the typically unsung appreciation attached. But for the last few months, the entire world has seen nurses tirelessly braving the dangers of their work to take care of us. With COVID, in spite of COVID, all because of COVID, which scares the dickens out of the rest of us. Thank you seems inadequate, but thank you nonetheless. Better, perhaps, that we will never look at nurses quite the same way again, and we will never forget.